Um, we are getting to a portion in which it's going to divide really the Torah, and after the next one we Korah. Like I mentioned to you before, the book of Bamidbar not necessarily is totally done chronological, but it has been done through different subjects to give us certain guidance and certain ways of how to live our lives. To learn from the principles of the Torah is very important. It's not only about how literalist we are or how religious we are, but how we can learn from the scriptures. This remind me about Yeshua, our great rabbi. He came to bring us back to Torah with the idea that we needed to learn from ourselves and also from the principle that the Creator was giving to us in order that we apply it in our lives. In this portion, we are going to see two narratives. One in Numbers, in Bamidbar, Hasefer, in the book of Numbers, and in the other we are going to see in Hadevarim, in the book of Deuteronomy. And one is basically the Creator talking to Moshe Rabbeinu, and the second one is Moshe Rabbeinu recounting what happened at that time. You know, in Devarim, Moshe Rabbeinu is talking at the end of his ministry, at the 40 years. You know, and he is between the second to the third year of the time that they left Egypt. Then there are certain similitudes, but are also certain differences. And it's, according to our sages, one is what the narrative about how at that moment the people of Israel saw it, and at the end in the Devarim is how Moshe tell us how he saw himself happen. In Bamidbar, in Numbers, looks like that is the Creator who is sending Moshe Rabbeinu to choose people to go to reconnect or to explore the land that they are going to take. In Devarim, it's just the opposite. It's basically Moshe Rabbeinu saying to the people, you literally forced me to send men to recognize the land before. And because of that, he's going to say the fault of them is because now Moshe Rabbeinu was not able to go to the promised land. I recommend to you to read the first chapter of Devarim from verses 19 to the end. Will help you to see and to compare these both sides. But what I want to bring to you today is about the idea that I was bringing from you last week, you know, about leadership and to have a continuity of the leadership and to be held by others. And how do you need to bring leadership into your people? In this portion, basically we are told that Moshe Rabbeinu is going to choose the best of the best of the people of each tribe. The Nasi, that means the princess, the chief of each tribe. In other words, the best of the best. When you have the best of the best, you imagine the most intelligent, the most capable, the most illustrious, the more savvy, the one that has everything. You know, they are the top of the top in their tribes. To the point that the rest of the people look up to them. And this is important to understand about the reaction of the people after they were coming back with the report. Now, Moshe Rabbeinu gave them very clear instruction, what they need to go, what they need to see, where they need to go around the whole land, and they go from the Negev to the north part of Lebanon, and they come back. And each one is going to bring a report to him, because he is in the leadership. He is the one that's sending them. But if you read carefully, you're going to see that these people come back after 40 days, and put in one side a little bit 40, number 40, 40 days, and they come back. But instead to go back to the tent of meeting with Moshe Rabbeinu and to what we call a debrief, not to do a debriefing with him, they spill everything to the people even before they talk to Moshe Rabbeinu. And not only they start speaking in a very negative way, but in a very scary way. And even though they found the land that was good, they thought that was not for them. That was too hard for them to conquer. You know, and you see in chapter 13, verse 31, you're going to see something that the men returned to Turin, and the land for 40 days and 40 nights. And then they told the whole people, they told them that we are not going to be able to go against those nations that are taking the promised land. But they are more powerful than we are. They are stronger than us. And that they also are like a giants. And we are like a grasshoppers. And they see us as grasshoppers. Then when you see that, you start thinking, if these people are giving you the right report, or what kind of report is this? Immediately after that, we are going to hear Caleb. Caleb is a very important personality, and I'm going to speak a little bit about Caleb too, because right now I feel like I'm surrounded by Calebites. Many of you are Caleb types, okay? But I'm going to explain to you a little further. Caleb immediately react against what it says, totally the contrary. We can do it, we can take it. With Almighty God, we can take anybody. You know? In other words, who is with God, who can be against us? If God is with us, who can be against us? But the people receive such a report that start crying out, weeping. And the first thing that they say is, why you have brought us here again? Something that was very unusual. And immediately, let's go back to Egypt. That mentality takes them back. Instead, to see all that they have gone through and what the Creator is doing for them, this journey that they have been taking with them almost 3 years, seeing the Almighty Creator taking care of them little by little and giving them the opportunities to grow and to be stronger. Immediately, they start failing in their supposedly faith, and they decided to return, and not to decide to return only, but they tried even to take away the leadership of Moshe Rabbeinu and going back to Egypt. There are two men they are going to react two of these 12 chieftains or princes of the tribe. One is Caleb, like I mentioned to you, and the other is Yehoshua. His name just was changed from Hoshea to Yehoshua. And any time that you see in the scriptures that somebody changed their name is changed, is because they're going to do something very special, and they're going to take a better character than ever before. You know, we have Abraham, we have Jacob, Israel. Now we have here from Hoshea to Yehoshua. And a very interesting name, because the Creator is the one who saves us. And these two talk in favor to go, but the rest start crying out, and finally the Creator is going to punish the whole generation. And they were 40 days exploring the land. They are going to be 40 years around in the wilderness until they are going to get into the promised land. And only the second generation will be able to get in the promised land. All that generation who left Egypt, no one is going to go, not even Aaron, not even Miriam, not even Moshe Rabbeinu. Only two of them, Yehoshua and Caleb. Let me talk a little bit about Caleb, because Caleb is a very interesting personality. You know, to me, the saddest part is that our beloved Rabbi, sometimes they do not want to recognize something that is so obvious. You know, Caleb, his father was Jephunneh, the Kenizzite. And it's there in the scriptures. But the rabbis, they have a hard time to understand that a prince of the tribes, the tribe of Judah, is going to be someone that is not a direct descendant of Abraham Avinu. Is not for them a true Israelite, Yehudai. He is a Gentile. He's a Goyim Sedakim. But this picture I have mentioned to you before is a beautiful picture of what a true Israel is all about. Because Israel is not about that you are blue blood. Israel is not about that you are somebody special because of your birth, but you are special because of your calling. Yikare, Yikra. The Creator called you. You didn't call the Creator. You see, there are many people who teach you the opposite. You are the one that called God. No, God calls you. But you have, in what I call it, the Bechirah of sheep, in the idea of the free will, you have the right, look at it, to the Creator. You have the right to say to Him yes, or to say to Him no. Look at how much He has given to you, the Creator. Now, Caleb, the name Caleb is very interesting too. Let's only divide it. Caleb means ki lev. Ki, from the heart. That will be the literal translation. But Caleb means also dog. Whoa, in case that you don't understand my word. No, means dog. And you know, everybody says the best friend of man is the dog, you know. But at that time, that name was in certain way a little bit pejorative. I say a little bit to try to be nice. Because who are you going to give a name dog? You know? And was given the name, Caleb. That also gives you an idea that he was not a true Israelite. He was a foreigner. And he was the prince of the tribes of tribes. And the other person who went to the promised land from that generation was Hoshea, who his name was increased to Yehoshua, the creator who saved us. And he was a leader, a successor of Moshe Rabbeinu. And he is the prince of the tribe of Ephraimite. With the history of Israel, you are going to learn that Israel is divided in two empires, north and south. The north separate and then literally disappear. It's conquered and disappear. And the only empire that lasted was the South Empire, the Southern Empire, that was better known as Judea. And from there, today we have the name Jewish, a Jew, from Judea. This idea that the 10 tribes disappear and only one tribe stay, that's not true, but that is a myth. Always there has been, in Judea, there have been representatives of all the tribes. At the time of Yeshua, they had a huge library close to the temple, and they had all the descendants there, and they knew exactly which tribe that they come from. There were different tribes. Not all they moved to the north. They're still descendants of other tribes. But what is important now to give you this picture is, look at who are the two that are chosen to conquer now Israel. One Gentile and one Israelite. And both together, they will come to the promised land because both of them, they had the same calling. Now, a question first is, why these 10 very courageous, very special, the princes of the tribe, why they came with that report so negative? What happened to them? I start to make some notes for myself. Last week I say, something like this, that when you have a darker place, in a darker room, a light is more bright. No? In a darker room, a light is more bright. In other words, is when the situation becomes more difficult, the true courageous people become greater, but the others no. Now, these 10 princes were not courageous, they were not strong, or what happened to them? There is another statement that I needed to say. More you have, more fear you have to lose it. Okay? More you have, more you accumulate, more fearful are you to lose what you have accumulated. In other words, the one that doesn't have much to lose. But the one that has a lot, they don't want to lose it. They want to keep it. Then with the time you become less, more and more that you are accumulating, you become more comfortable in your own situation. By the way, when you go to war, they don't send all people. What they send to war? very young people. Why? Very the young people don't have too much to lose. They don't even know what a death is about. They have not have time to think about this. And you know, it is very well known that most of the people, older that you get, more afraid you are to die. Younger than you are, you do not care about dying. No? But older you're getting, you become very fearful to die. Death becomes a problem. And many people trying to do the impossible to live eternally. They spend a lot of money to try to find the fountain of life. If you are very rich, even they put themselves, they freeze themselves, you know, after death, to, hoping that one day they are going to revive again. Well, cryptogenics, whatever it's called, you know. But here is something that we need to understand about this thing, very special princess. They already have reached the top of the career. They are very comfortable what they have. And to go there and to fight with them, maybe they will lose everything. I better go back with the little thing they have to Egypt. I become the same servant, but at least keep what I have. If I go there, I will be afraid to lose everything. The question is, why Moshe Rabbeinu didn't choose the young person, the young people, and choose those ones that were already in because he knew that there were leaders on their own sake, for their own cause, and the rest of the people would listen to them. The problem that she didn't measure was if they brought a negative report, also they were listening to them. And that backfired on him. All of us, we going through our lives, and depending in which line of our life we are more careful or less careful. We see the thing with a relative easiness or with relative fear. You know, what President Delano Roosevelt who say, the worst thing is of fear is fear in itself. To live under fear is terrible. And I can tell you that right now that we are living with this COVID-19 or this virus is the best example about living under fear. Everybody is so scared to die that are totally immobilized. And they're allowing the so-called leaders do whatever they want to do because they're going to save my life. And we have given up. We are almost like slaves. You master, do whatever you want to do because you have the way of salvation. And this is how we are living now. We are allowing few people to tell us what to do. Like we do not have common sense and we do not know what to do in certain situations. To the point that they're destroying the whole, and everybody's crying out like at the time of Moshe Rabbeinu. Oh, let's go back, let's hide ourselves. And Caleb and Yehoshua say, let's go because God is with us. And we can do it. Doesn't mean that you are crazy. Means that you measure your situation, you see your resources, and you do it what you need to do. If you have been careful listening, the portion of the half Torah one of the things about these meraglim or spies, that they go, there are only two. They don't send any longer 12, and not from any special tribe. Yehoshua, he learned the lesson. He sent two very smart and very good warriors. And what I say in those passages, Rahab, when he's going to help them, the people here are scared to death of you, the Jewish people, the Israelites, because they know that God is with them. What a difference with these people, with these two types of Israelites. And let me ask you this question to all of you at this moment. If you have a glass half of water, how do you see the glass? Half full or half empty? And that's going to tell you a little bit about yourself. Because if you are living by fears, the rest of your life, you are going to be doing nothing. Only expecting what other people do for you. But if you see the glass half full, I can tell you that you are excited that you can fill it up the rest of the glass. You have room. There are people that they have money in the bank and they don't touch it. Then they say, for later on, when I get older or before I die. And during that time that they're living a life of poverty and misery. They die leaving a lot of money to whom? They were not able neither to use it for them or to give it to others who were having need. This is what this portion is so important to understand. The first part is about you as a person. Are you a person who lives under fear? Or you are a person who lives looking at the possibilities? Some of us, you can look at me, you can say, oh, I finished my life. I'm going to retire. You know, they have asked me that question many times. When are you planning to retire? I say, the government can retire me. But the only one that really will retire me is the Creator, when He takes me on His side. Because I do not need retirement. Meanwhile, there is life, there is hope. You keep living without fear. To me, death is not the end. It's a new beginning. Then we need to keep going until we meet the Creator. But there are many people that already have given up. And the only thing that they are looking for death. And I say to them, what are you doing right now? You have so many possibilities, so much potential. Why you are not using it in the right way? Because I want to tell you, older that we get, we have more wisdom. And we can help others not to commit the mistake that we committed before. We can help others to guide their lives too in the right way. Because all of us, in certain way, we are light to others. And we can be guides to others. The young people, they need to see us, the older people, somebody that will come, guide them to do what is right. And if the young people are smart, they will listen to the elderly. Because they already have gone through that. You know, I mentioned to you before, that very special Jewish saying. You know, intelligence is the one that learns from their own mistakes, but a real wisdom is the one that learns from others people's mistakes. This is the part about the spies. Why they did what they did, why there are people who they don't do what they need to do, because they are more, what I call it, attached to their own personal things than attached to life. When they get something, that something is their life, instead to live life. We are living in a very materialistic society where things and possessions are more important than life itself. We have Caleb and Yehoshua, two examples. One a Gentile, another Jew, both of them with the same calling, to be part of light of Israel, guide the people. There was no fear on them, because fear limits you. That we're going to do. Now, if you go now, Pesha, can you show me chapter 14? This is very important of this same parasha. Verses, I would say from 12 to higher. Go up, 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 up.
For which verse?
I'm going to start from verse 12. Or 12.
14:12, right? Do you see it?
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's it. I am talking about Midbar. 15, I'm sorry.
Oh, you told me 14. Sorry.
Yeah, I told you for,
okay.
Sorry. Okay. Look at this. According to the number, you may prepare, you shall prepare, and you shall prepare for every one according to the number. And all that are homeborn shall do this thing. Homeborn is arsach, okay, arsach, from the land, okay, presenting an offering made of fire and sweet savor to the Lord. And if, look at here, Behi Yagur Itchem Ger, O Asher Betoheichem. If a stranger or a foreigner who is among you, and those who dwell with you, who are not Jewish, through their generation, will be offering exactly the same offering that you will do. Okay? And for the congregation, verse 15, HaKahal. You remember our name, Kehilat, Shear, Yashuv, Kahal, the congregation? There shall be one statue, Hukah, for you and for the foreigner. Okay? HaKahal Hukah, Ata Ahat Lachem Belager Hagar. It's going to be one for you and for the stranger around you. One statue for all through all your generations. Doesn't mean only for today, only for all 2 generations. And so the stranger before you, or the foreigner before the Lord. Then, in other words, before God, all of us, we are the same. Foreigner and one native from the land. And this verse, I wish that everybody, Jew and Gentile, underline. תורה אחת ומשפט אחד יגיה לכם ולחגר חגר איתכם. One Torah, one ordinance shall be both for you and for the foreigner who is around you with you. This is what Caleb and Yehoshua are teaching us. There is no difference between the Gentile and the Jewish person. Because to form Israel is formed by Jews and Gentiles. All those ones that have been called by the Creator, and they are part of this united Israel. And both of them, they have the same obligations, the same duties, and the same responsibilities. There's no difference between one or the other. We have been teaching, sadly enough, among our people, Israel, or the Jews, that we, the Jews, are the only ones that we need to keep the Torah. And the rest of the people don't need the Torah. And because God is more, kind with the Gentiles, poor the Gentiles, poor the Gentiles, they're lower class. The poor Gentiles, now they don't need the Torah. They're only going to need 7 laws. There are no high laws. And I'm going to ask you to find me the 7 laws in the Torah. You won't find it. It's all man-made. And the problem that men believe it. They has accepted, subordinated to other people. We are here, and you're here. We are going to tell you what to do and what not to do, because you are too dummy, too limited. You are not smart enough. You are not capable enough. Or your neshama is not like my neshama. And that pride needs to be eliminated. Because we are made to the likeness and image of the Creator. All of us, we are one. But not all of us, we have been called to be part of Israel. That is the part that sometimes brings a lot of confusion. If, it's saying that Israel is made of many nations, but not all the nations are Israel. I don't know if you understand me what I am trying to say to you, but it's important because you need to have this calling from the Creator. I have met many Gentiles who has come to understand the calling of God, the Creator, who now has become super Jews because they want to be accepted by the Jews, by the true Jews, they call it. And then they trying to be much better and even exaggerate because they need to prove to them they are real Jews. You don't need to prove anybody that you are part of Israel. The only one that you need to be sure that he knows that you are part of Israel is the Creator. And he already knows because he is the one that has called you. And you know how you are kosher? Kashrut, the true kosher Jew, the true kosher Israel. It's not about what you eat. It's not about how you dress, you pay out, so you succeed longer than anybody else. It's about how you live, what your true values are, how you treat your neighbor. You know, love God with all your heart, with all your being, and love your neighbor, and you love yourself. That is the idea of the true Israelite, who gives and brings glory to God, not to you. That's how you are known as a true follower of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And at the end of this portion, in chapter 15, we have the portion about the sixth seed. And you know, believe me or not, I have seen many religious people wearing 6 seeds longer than even their legs. They go in the floor. They put the long 6 seeds. Here say you need to be 6 seeds with white and blue threads. No? Many of them are only white. They don't use the blue because supposedly they cannot find the blue, and they just find it and it's not right because it's not kosher. And you ask yourself, who make it kosher, who make it not kosher? Men. Everything is men. And because men tell you, they sometimes make you resent to have a relationship with the Creator. And one of the problems that I am facing today is that I see that religious people are creating more problems than helping to have a relationship with the Creator. Because they're holier than thou. They are better than anybody else. Instead of showing the true compassion, love for your neighbor, to care for others. We're seeing right now in this 21st century, the riots, the divisions, among the people. The color of the skin is more important than anything else. But when you have a righteous heart, you become colorblind. And you do not hate others. You learn to care for others. Religion teaches you to divide and to kick others. The Creator teaches to reach them, to bring them back. And how do you do it? By your example. Not by words, but by doing. And your success are for you to wear inside you, to remind you every day, when you get up and when you go to bed, who is the Creator, and to give thanks for the life that He has given you. Not to show off to others and to show others, look at how good I am, or how religious I am. And you do not need to prove anybody that you are Jewish. The only one that needs to know who you are is the Creator. And your behavior speaks for himself to everybody else. And they cannot see in me God's presence. What am I doing? That doesn't mean that I am holier than thou, or I am better than anybody else. Totally the contrary. They are going to see me very human. Do you remember that I has always told you that one of the reasons that I like the Torah and the scripture is that all our heroes of our faith are very human, and all of them have committed mistakes. When you create only one person, only one, that's pure and no sin, and no mistakes, or nothing wrong, I can tell you that that person doesn't exist. That's man-made. Because being human means that we are imperfect. And every day we struggle with our humanity. Finally, I have been learning lately about so many people that they call themselves agnostic or atheists. And even among the certain religious group, they don't even believe in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I am talking about my own Jewish people. And they say that the Torah, the scriptures, are only sayings of human beings and have nothing of divinity. There were men who did it and men who imposed their own thinking, you know? And they make, with the rules and regulations, they made the people more a slave of religion. Let me tell you this. My God, blessed be Him, the creator of the universe, the Borei Olam, revealed to us. He gave us His divine word to us. We put it in writing, but He was the inspiration for that, the divine inspiration. And that divine inspiration has 10 commandments or 10 words or 10 principles, basic, no more than that. And make it for all the universe, for all humanity. And that's it condense all the wisdom that we need to have to be rightful. And the persons who say that God cannot be God because He was inhumane or He destroyed or whatever, they think they are more humane, more humanitarian than God Himself. One person said to me, how I can believe in a God who brought slavery? How I can believe in a God who wants to kill homosexuals and other people? How I can believe in a God who condemns sinful things only and to destroy them? And say, I, as a human being, I wouldn't do that. That's the reason I don't believe in God. Say to this person, I am glad that you're not God because we will be in hard trouble. But I'm going to tell you this. You already have put yourself in a position that you think you're better than God. That's your problem. Because we as human beings, we have a lot of limitations and we do not know everything. May God bless you and keep you, and may God give you all His wisdom at this time to know what to do, especially in these times that there are so much fear and there are so much lack of understanding what is happening, and we are being led by people that, to be honest to you, we do not know if we trust them or not. May the Lord bless you and have a wonderful Shabbat.